What's up, miners? It's EdHews, and we're doing things a little bit different today. We're shaking things up. Matter of fact, the Media Arts Academy is just taking over EdHews. I'm surrounded by students and actors who have been all part of our senior thesis films, and we're going to talk about them today. The big thing, if we can get that poster up for the showcase, the big thing to know is that next Tuesday, starting at 6 p.m. at the Fox Theater, so the Visalia Fox Theater, downtown Visalia, we are showcasing all three senior thesis films. These are films that students have been working on all year long. We plan, prepare, we go into a production mode, we bring in actors, we build sets, we go all out to produce as close to like independent, Netflix-ready films for your viewing. And so you can watch these films next Tuesday at the Fox Theater. It costs $5 for students. We are charging $10 for parents and adults. That helps us cover the expense of renting out the theater, and it's an amazing night. And it's really amazing to be able to see what your peers, your friends, the members of the Media Arts Academy have been doing. It'll blow you away. So with no further ado, let's get into talking about our films. I want to hand off real quick to Noah Kasky, who's grimacing that I'm drawing attention to him. Noah is the director, the writer, there's so much ownership of this film. What is your film called?
It's called Undefeated.
Undefeated. Let's get that poster up, the Undefeated poster up. So tell us a little bit about what is Undefeated about?
Yeah, Undefeated is basically about like a boxer who's...
I just realized that you're sitting over there and I don't think there's a microphone. Do you have a microphone?
I'm mic'd up, yeah.
Good, we're good. We all did our jobs. EdHews is happening the right way, even though we don't have our anchors up here. Good job.
Undefeated is about like a boxer who's nearing the end of his career and he's trying to figure out what to do with retirement, and he realizes he like wants to start a family. And then, so he's just kind of making decisions, and then like something happens with his manager and contract stuff. So
why boxing? Like that sounds more like a typical like grown-up kind of like relationship story, not a boxing story. What drew you towards this boxing world?
I just like boxing.
So
I wanted to like make a boxing film.
Is there a lot of boxing in the film?
Not really.
Not really.
It's kind of just like in the beginning and at the end.
Okay.
So it's just like. But
so
then,
so we do. There is a little bit of action.
Yeah. So
anybody get knocked out?
I don't know.
I don't know. You gotta watch the film to find out.
Yeah. No, it's just a lot easier to make a film about boxing that's not centered around boxing, because then like it's easier to direct it, it's easier to write it. So it's just like making like a deeper story, and then just with like a boxing shell over it type thing.
Yeah. And that's something I really appreciate about your film, especially when you're talking about high school aged writers. It's so easy to think in the bubble of what you've experienced as a 17-year-old. And frankly, at 17 years old, you haven't experienced a lot of the greater world. But somehow, through the Academy, through all of the literacy training, all of your work with Mr. Fox and Mr. Carr and the story development, you all create stories that I think that the general audience, the general adult audience, really picks up on and wants to watch. And I really appreciate that about your film. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to hand it over to this side over here. We have Shattered. So we've got a big group of people representing Shattered this morning. We've got a couple actors. We've got our director. We've got cinematographer. Lucas, tell us a little bit about Shattered, where it came from. You're also the writer of Shattered, right?
Yeah.
Lucas and Sophia, both here, were the ones that developed the story and pitched it, got it approved. Tell us, what is Shattered about?
So Shattered's about a detective that he has to deal with the murder of his wife, and he's constantly just trying to solve her case throughout the entire film while discovering her family secrets.
So, wait, he's the detective. He's a detective, and his
Yes.
wife got murdered, and he gets to solve his own wife's case.
Yeah.
They allow that?
No, he actually has to go undercover to even get his hands on evidence.
Oh, so he goes rogue
He goes rogue from the entire department.
to solve his wife's murder.
Yep.
Okay, well, hopefully they find the bad guy.
Hopefully.
Yeah? All right. I'm curious. You were the first film. Your film was the first to get out of production. We call it production wrap, principal photography production. What did you do to ensure that, as far as pacing out and making sure you're locking all your scenes, because the other two films, which maybe they just have more footage, more scenes to capture, I don't know, they took a little longer to wrap. What did you guys do differently?
I would say I don't think we had as many takes, and I also feel like we had ourselves very composed in the beginning, so we knew what we needed, and in pre-production we planned a lot of what we needed. So we checked out equipment, we looked at our locations, we looked at getting our actors ready, we looked at what parts of the scripts do we need to like make sure are in the film, and I think we just prepared ourselves heavily to be ready for every single shoot and to make sure everything goes as smoothly as possible at each one.
Yeah, cool. You ready to hand it off to another team for a moment?
Yeah.
We'll be back. We'll come back to talk to you
Okay.
guys. All right. I also want to introduce our director and producer for Rear View, which is the third senior thesis film that was produced. So we have Jet Zuelin and we have Sophia Martinez here. So Jet, Sophia, your story is actually one of the ones that I find, I call it our sweetheart film for the year, because I think it's the one that most people are going to watch and go like, oh my gosh, I love this film. I love this story. I love this. You know, like, there's very few who won't get it. What is your film about?
Our film is about these two girls. They just graduated high school, and they have this high school bucket list that they never got to. So before they go off to college, they kind of want to finish this bucket list. And while in high school, they kind of stopped being friends. They grew apart. So the story is kind of about friendship. It's kind of about looking back in the past, and it's kind of about forgiveness.
All right. So there's some reconciliation. There's some adventure and exploration with the bucket list. What kinds of things are on the bucket list? Is there anything that won't spoil it?
No, of course. There's some stuff like crashing a college party. There's going for a nice swim, climbing Rocky Hill. It's a lot of. You may think it's like a lot of small stuff, but with each with each item they cross off the list, they learn more about the other part of them.
So again, it's very relational. It's about these two friends who were estranged because of a fight during freshman year, and they didn't envision coming back together. They didn't envision working on this bucket list together, but something brings them back. Is that what is that something? Let me. You don't have to say what it is in the movie, but what do you think it is? I'm going to hand this over to Sophia. What do you think it is that brings people back together at the end of senior year who maybe kind of got some distance through their high school times?
I think it's a sense of guilt, but also like longing, because you kind of realize that you won't ever get this opportunity ever again. And I mean, I feel like that can happen to a lot of people in life. Like, you say no to a lot of things in your younger years, and then when you're older, you kind of realize like, oh, maybe I should have said yes, or like, what happens if I said yes? So I think it was kind of just like a spur of the moment, like, I'm just gonna take a chance and YOLO.
Mm-hmm. And YOLO?
Yeah.
Do we still say that?
I mean, in the context of the film, yeah.
Because it's a period film.
It is.
Yes.
What is the time period? And that's really curious. Like, what is the time period that your film is in?
It's in the year 2011.
2011.
Yes.
So not
too
long time ago.
Yeah.
So what was it like shooting a film that took place? What's the math? 15 years ago?
Yeah.
What did you have to do differently?
Honestly, since it's not that long ago. It was just mainly costume changes and literally just costume changes.
It was mostly costume changes, and I guess just doing research and like keeping in mind of like what was in back then, like phones and cars and like the interest, like what would they be into. I think it was just like things like that, because it wasn't like the 50s, like we had to do a whole crazy change.
Yeah, so you did some research. I noticed on your set that you had you had artists on the wall, and those were time appropriate artists. It took me back. I mean, I was definitely a teenager long before 2011, but I do remember I was around during that time, and I was like, wow, this totally feels like it's 15 years ago when I stood on your set. Very cool research and background on that. So I want to come back and just kind of talk a little. Can I verify? Did we show all 3 posters? We got them. Everybody knows about these films. Okay, these films are truly amazing. I keep saying the word amazing. I got to come up with a better adjective. Extraordinary, challenging. I don't know. What I want to draw attention to is just how hard they were to produce. Like how much went into this process. because really, by senior year especially, we very much expect you to behave like adults, to reach out to locations and get permission to work on their property, to hire actors, to communicate all the scheduling to school administration and make sure that all the comings and going on to campus is communicated, documented, and prepared. Everything gets documented. You develop budgets. You spend a ton of money. I'm curious if you guys know what your total expenditure is on producing these films. That was like real dollars spent out of pocket, either fundraised or whatever. But I bring all of that difficulty up because it's stressful. It's overwhelming, and I think that's my favorite part about the Academy is just how hard things can be, how stressful things can be, because what I believe happens is it makes you hard. I don't mean it makes you tough and mean, or I'm saying it makes you rigid and ready for adulthood and able to jump out there. I'm kind of curious, can we just go around? What do you think 4 years in the Academy has done to you, regardless of your filmmaking abilities, regardless of your the skill and the talent? What is this? How has this shaped you for your future? And let's go over. I'm going to take it to Noah first because we've abandoned him for a little while. Noah, what did producing Undefeated do for you as a personal growth?
It's just kind of just taught me how to lock in. Like, it's been like, I think like we have a very ambitious film, and I think we have probably like the hardest one to like make. So I think it really just taught me how to like just like put my head down and just like keep going and just like not give up and like I don't know. Just taught me how to lock in.
Just deliver. Even when times are tough.
Just keep going, yeah.
Keep going, find a way, find a solution. Yeah, absolutely. What about Rearview? What did producing this film do for you individually, like preparing yourself for adulthood? What do you look forward to because of what how you've grown in the past year?
I've learned from this film a lot about discipline, and you need to get a lot of your work done like on your own time. Because a lot of the work done in this class is mainly done outside of class, so if you're not the one doing that, then of course this film's not going to be finished. So I would say discipline is what I've learned.
Discipline, right.
What I take away from this.
Cool. What about you, Sophia?
Yeah, I think like the same thing. I think also like patience. Like you're not going to get everything right the first time, or at least just like understanding, like trust the process. Like I'm a perfectionist, so like I would freak out if something was like not perfect the first time, but I think it was just like learning like it's coming along and it's like fine, like just trust the process.
Just trust.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. That's where we're at right now. We have 3 films that are technically not done, and they are showing next Tuesday on the big screen, and all of us are just like, okay, trust the process, believe in your team, know it's going to happen, because it can also, there's a sense of like fear of failure, like just as, oh my gosh, we could all die, and like it's all going to like, the anxiety becomes so intense. But no, really, that's I think one of the biggest things is just learning that you've got a team full of skilled students, and you've done everything that you can do, and now it's just bringing it across the finish line, and you just trust. Lucas, Sophia, let's talk to you guys about how have you grown? What are you taking out of your experience producing this film moving forward?
I would say it's definitely work ethic, because I'm not sure I would have been before the Academy, before this film, but I feel like working with people, especially in stressful times, like you just learn to work with it, and you learn to really get to know the people around you, because those are the people you're going to be working with for at least months on end. So you might as well get to know them, work well with them, and just have fun in the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Sophia?
I think this project has given me a lot of skills, like tent management, and definitely it requires a lot of responsibility to show up, to keep everything organized. And I think those are like the main stuff that has taught me.
Yeah, and I think what's awesome is that the way that our students grow the most has nothing to do with the skills and the art that we create. It has everything to do with just growing up and being able to take on higher levels of responsibility, higher levels of output. It makes you ready for life way more than just a typical high school class would. So I don't want to neglect the two people that came in. You guys have some guests on set. Could you introduce the people sitting behind you?
Yeah, so this is Michael Gooden, our lead actor, and this is Cesar Rosales, our other lead actor. He plays Wayne Reeves in the film, and he plays Logan Clark, yeah.
Okay, Michael, Cesar, thank you so much for coming on the campus and being part of our little live stream. I'm curious, Michael, this is your second film working with the Academy. What's it like working with a bunch of kids?
Actually, I was very surprised. I didn't know what I was getting into last year, and then when I got asked again, I said, of course, because the professionalism. I came from a School of Theater Arts, Golden West, 99, so we got to do musicals, and we didn't have anything like this, and it has been a lot of fun. And what was your adjective? Amazing?
Amazing, yeah, it's been amazing. Yeah. Caesar, this is your first time working with one of our films, right?
First time.
First off, how did you get involved in this? What did we do to get you here? And then how's it been working with the kids?
So I go to school at HewS, and there was a flyer for some students doing some film projects, and I've always wanted to be part of a horror project. So I was like, you know what, maybe this will kind of help me get my foot in the door a little bit. So I actually reached out to the directors of Rearview, and they told me, well, we already. I told them, like, look, I'm not a woman, but like, if you guys want to, because it was looking for 2 years. So I was like, hey, you know what? Do whatever you want. Like, hit me with a car, have me in the background, like whatever. Like, I just want to be part of some project, because I went to Menachie High School and we had no art sort of thing going on there. And plus, I think after working for so many years, like, all of my artistic dreams went down the toilet. So when I saw the light in these students' eyes too, I was like, okay, like, you have to support this. So yeah, so I reached out to him, and then he said, we already have our people, but reach out to this person. And so then I reached out to this person, came, auditioned, and then here we are.
Cool. And what was it like working on a high school film project?
It was cool. There was definitely times where I got annoyed with myself because I kept forgetting or I kept making a mistake. But it's a lot of patience, and you know what, like, I give it up to the crew for being patient too, because when you have people waiting on you to get something done, and even when you think you're getting it done right, you're not, you get frustrated, but then you see like other people not getting frustrated, and it kind of makes you think like, okay, like, you're still cool. So it was a lot of fun. Definitely taught me to be patient with myself, and also to just, I feel like there's not really that much support in the arts as you get older, so I wanted to contribute to that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's another thing that I really want to hammer as far as my vision for the Academy, is that we're not just a high school program. We're not just a way that you can get through your 4 years and make some art, learn some skills. We do prepare for career futures, but the other thing is that we're part of a community, and we're part of a growing community of filmmakers in the area, and I think we're an important part of it. We're one of the only high schools that has the 4-year academy as a part of it, but that doesn't mean that we're alone. We're constantly going out and competing against other schools at Slick Rock and in other film competitions. Where do you envision taking your films this year? Lucas, have you considered submitting Shattered to any film festivals?
Well, we submitted the proof of concept to Slick Rock. I know that. I'm not sure if the team has looked into any other film festivals, but whatever local ones we can find, we're definitely going to submit to them.
All right.
Yeah, actually, we found, we made a research of 3 film festivals that we could submit it.
Yeah.
So I think we're planning into that. Some of them are a little far from here, like there's one in LA.
Yeah.
But I think it has the opportunity to be shown in another film festival.
Yeah, so we're looking at more national level film festivals with your film. What about Rearview? Have you guys had a chance to look into film festivals, and what are we going to do with this thing besides show it?
We've looked into a few other film festivals. There's the Fresno Asian and Pacific Islander Film Festival.
Okay.
And I feel like we have a chance to at least making it in, because a lot of our cast and crew are of Asian descent. So I feel like we do have a good chance. There's also, what was the other ones we looked into? The Golden State Film Festival, and then the Fresno Student Film Festival. There's a lot we looked into.
Yeah, awesome. Noah, are we sending Undefeated out anywhere? Do you have any aspirations to bring home a A big prize?
If it turns out good, maybe. Like, I gotta see how it turns out first, and then
Yeah.
if I like it, I'll start doing research.
All right.
But
Well, this has probably been one of the longest running EdHews episodes, so we're going to wrap it so people that actually do something for homeroom. Thank you for watching this morning. Thanks for letting us shake things up. Please come to Fox Theater next Saturday. Saturday. Don't come Saturday. Oh, well, maybe there's something cool Saturday, but come Tuesday, May 26th at 6 p.m. To watch all 3 of these films. Support your minors, and let's have a great end of the year. All right. Thank you all.